you?
Okay. Hello, how are you guys?
Hi, Belinda.
Belinda.
You're good. How are you?
All right, doing great. First of all, I want to say I love the movie. I wanted to ask you, Kimmie, where did you come up with the idea for this movie?
Well, there is a real Mildred who lives in Houston, Texas, and she's my grandma. She's 94 years old, and this was a love letter to her, and also all her traditions, and then a commentary on technology and how distracting it can be these days.
Well, that'd be great. And Marla, how did you hear about the project?
How did I hear about it? Well, my
Yes.
agent called me. He had spoken with her.
This girl.
And he thought it was something I would really like. And I read the script and I did like it. And I showed it to my daughter and she liked it. So I decided we would meet. So we got together, we met, and she told, we really liked each other. And we talked about the project. We were in Bonds Market where I shop. And she liked the market that I shopped in. So she said she'd like to do it in that market. So after a couple of snafus, we got it set, we got it okayed, and then we started shooting it.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, I know you said Van Nuys and in Inglewood, and you said that's the store you actually shop at normally?
Yes, that's where I shop weekly.
Oh, that's great. And Kimmie, when you were casting that and also doing the location shot, was it easy to get the location? Did you have any challenges? I mean, you actually found a shop she actually goes to. That's perfect.
Yeah, about halfway through the meeting at Vaughn's, I was like, do you think they would let us film here? And Marla's like, well, I would hope so. Because, everybody recognizes her everywhere, but especially at that Vaughn's, she's so beloved and just everyone always comes over to give her a hug. And so she definitely made that so much easier. I don't think they probably would have made us pay, I don't know how many thousands of dollars to shoot there if it wasn't for the love of Marla. So yeah, we still had to talk to corporate and go through a few snafus, as she said, but no, ultimately we were very welcomed there, and a lot of the staff appear in some of the shots in the background, and it was a really fun day that day. And then the rest of it, yeah, we shot in Van Nuys in a house that's been featured in quite a few films. Yeah.
Wow, that is fantastic. Speaking of the house, there's a scene that stuck with me. I don't want to give it too much away, in case people haven't watched it yet. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. But there's a scene in the house where Mildred is standing up and she's waiting for her granddaughter and her great granddaughter to show up. And she's at the door, she's got the food, and she says, I better sit down. That just resonated with me. And I thought about family connections and grandparents and when my grandmother would come visit. What was it like shooting that scene and just that line when she's like, she got like kind of overwhelmed, or that's the interpretation I got from it. But what was the interpretation that you guys got from it when you wrote it?
She actually added that line, and I thought it was brilliant. In the script,
Really?
it was just that the hand is, I think it was, it says she's there looking out the front door, that, the table is set, the cookies are, and the cookies are, she's holding the plate of cookies and her hand starts to shake. And then she goes back to the couch, and she added that line, and I thought it was fantastic. But the emotion, was there from the beginning about just the anticipation, and somebody says you're going to be here at this time and you're there for them, but
they're taking forever.
yeah. And then the second she sits down, ding dong, here they are.
Yeah. That is
So
true. And Marla, when you were filming that or thinking about these family scenes, were you thinking of yourself? Have you had those family scenes where your son comes over, your daughter comes over, they bring you in, or you're like, listen up and listen to me and stop, get off your social media?
Oh, yeah, that's, excuse me. Yeah, that's what you want to say.
Yeah,
Actually, that's what a lot of grandmothers would say. Put that down and look at me.
yeah. That is
But
that is great.
if we don't see them that often, then you're on your best behavior. So you just kind of wait. And then time just leaves you. Next thing you know, it's too late.
Yeah.
They're leaving. And meanwhile, they have never stopped doing what they were doing, whether they were on their tablet, on their cell phone, or looking at a little video, whatever they're doing, they're still doing. The fact that they're at your house doesn't really make any difference.
Yeah, that is true. And what gave you the idea, Kimmy, to think about the TikTok? Like the idea of the TikTok doing the 9 things. What gave you that idea?
I kind of relate to Mildred in that I don't do a lot of social media and I kind of don't know a lot about the latest trends. I was able to write the part about all the things folks are doing to get famous on the internet just from, I guess, osmosis, just kind of, you know, peripherally kind of just seeing what's popular out there. But it took me, I had to research TikTok a little bit to be able to come up with some of those, like the actual videos that she makes and how that montage would go down with the user interface and all of that. So I admit I'm not, I wasn't on TikTok until we got the handle Mildred for a Million, which you can follow on TikTok. We made these shirts and all of that. But yeah, I sometimes just feel behind the times even at my age. So it was my kids are 3 and 5. That was them in the grocery store line and the shopping cart. And so just being aware of how fast that generation is growing up, how tech savvy they are. I think it's yeah, generation of kids that have not been, there hasn't been a time in their life without the internet, things like that. Just coupled with the love letter I wanted to send to my grandma and the traditions, just made the script.
That's great. Now, Marla, we have to ask you about the song. The end credits, it's never too late. About the song, you wrote it. What can you tell us about it? It's great to hear.
I wrote it. The song,
Yeah.
I wrote the song in 2006 in June. And shortly after that, in October, I had an aneurysm, so we never really came out with it. So my grandson remastered it, and his son, his friend, who is the son of the guy who used to be the stage manager for the Jeffersons, it has become a director, and his son is now a director, and he does the Braxtons. So he wanted to tape something. So he wanted to tape me doing the song. So we did that, and that's the one we played.
Oh, sounds great. That definitely sounds great. And
And her
speaking of the
grandson,
Jeffersons,
real
yeah.
quick, her grandson Emil did the mastering of the album. And then when we finished the movie, she's like, you should reach out to Emil about music. And he sent me the album on Apple Music, and I was like, can we use the title song in the opening credits? How perfect is it? So anyway.
Wow, that was perfect. That was perfect that you got to use that, and you got to. That's always shows you have a song in your pocket, and you never know when it's going to come out. out and when you're going to arrange it. And that was the perfect timing, and to come out with this movie. And lastly, two things I want to ask you: what can we do to support this film? Because I love it. I'm going to tell everybody about it. I've been talking about it since I watched it over the weekend. I watched it 3 times just so I could just to watch it without interrupting, and the second time I wanted to watch it just to start preparing, and the third time was to write down questions. What can we do to support this film? And lastly, to ask Marla, you've been such a staple on TV. I've watched you all my life, from the Jeffersons to 227. I want to find out, what does it mean to you just to be an icon like that? And when you watch those shows back, if you watch them, what is your reaction? Like, we have a reaction. And what is your reaction? And yours, Kimmie, to working with Marla?
You want to go first?
Mhm.
Well, I grew up watching her, and she's the beloved, part of just the household TV. So it was surreal to get to actually work with her, somebody that I grew up watching and was such a big fan of. I didn't know if she would even read the script, let alone entertain the idea of doing it. So that was incredible, working with an icon like her. And then she wants to know, what's it like for you watching back the Jeffersons and 227?
Watching.
With Belinda, am I getting that right? You want to know for her what it's like to go back and
Just
watch?
being the status for being, from 227, Jeffersons, Days of Our Lives Now, just the reaction people get to her. Does she feel that love that we have for her, or is it a different experience for her?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Mhm.
No, do you feel, what is it like to be a beloved icon? I know that's a hard question.
At least I never see what other people see. I don't see that I'm an icon. As a matter of fact, what is an icon? So I never take that seriously. I mean, I did 227. I hope I did a creditable job. And I loved it. And I loved the cast. And that's where it goes with me. I don't see all the things that other people see. I didn't see how they see it.
That's true. And lastly, I know we got to wrap up. What can we do to support this film?
Okay.
What's next? I know you have a run in the theater right now. And what can
Definitely
we do
spread
next?
the word. We have 4 more today through Thursday. It's in the Lamley Royal Theater in West LA. So you can see it every day at 3:10 p.m. Limited run to qualify us for the Academy. Then we will hopefully be in festivals starting in January, February, and March. And then please follow Mildred for a Million on Instagram and TikTok. We're about to launch that campaign as soon as we get out of the theater. And then we have a website, mildredforamillion.com. We have merch, cute little t-shirts and hats, and you can please keep following us and keep us in mind and spread the word. And thank you. That means so much that you saw it 3 times. That's awesome.
Perfect. Thank you. It's been great.
Liked it.
Yes, I did like it. Yeah, I definitely liked it.
Yes.
It's really great. It just brings a lot of memories back of your family, and with your family and having grandmas come visit from Mississippi. It's a lot of memories. And I really I actually enjoyed the store, because we know that reaction of going to the grocery store and you're waiting behind, she puts out the checkbook. I thought it was just fantastic. It was great. It was great. Yeah, I want to thank you, Kimmie and Marla, for taking the time out and talking with us and everything
Thank
else.
you
And
so much.
yeah, and nice talking to you guys. Have a good evening and a good rest of the afternoon.
You
You
have
too,
a good evening
Belinda.
also.